Good morning, friends, and welcome to a very cozy, calm, relaxed video. Today we're going to be doing a cottagecore morning routine, which I'm really excited about because you guys seem to also be excited about it based on the community page. This is the video that you guys most voted for, so I was super happy because I've been wanting to do a video like this, and it's just so relaxed and so calm and so peaceful, and anything cottagecore or slow living, I'm 100% down for. So today is going to be a chill, relaxed video, as I mentioned, so make sure you grab yourself something lovely to drink. I'm drinking coffee because I'm a coffee drinker, but I do love tea, so no shade on the tea. And you can also grab some water, juice, hot cocoa, whatever's going to warm your heart, and let's go ahead and jump in. So the one big thing about this video is I want to express that this is not my regular morning routine. I do work an office job, so normally Monday through Friday I am going to the office or working from home, so I don't have the time and ability to do something very cozy and mindful each morning. But I am trying to incorporate something small, just something like 5 or 10 minutes each morning, so that way I'm embracing a little bit more of the slow living, the cottagecore kind of themes. So my thought process was, I will do like a morning routine, but I'm also going to offer a couple other ideas throughout this. So it's going to be like my ideal morning routine for a Saturday or Sunday or another day off. And then I'm going to sprinkle in a couple things that can be like done in 5 or 10 minutes just to kind of also embrace that coziness, that cottagecore feeling on like a work day where we have to go to work in the morning. This isn't just about, hey, what should you be doing in the morning? This is, hey, here are some ideas of what you can implement in your mornings to kind of create a cottagecore morning routine, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes. So I hope you're excited. I'm really excited, and I'm really thrilled to jump right in. It is a little bit cloudy and gloomy today, so I do apologize for the light changes, but it's really honestly just perfect for a cottagecore kind of feel, and I think it's a very fitting atmosphere. Before we get started, I did want to also talk about cottagecore and slow living as an idea and where it kind of came from, because I found this really kind of fascinating. I do know that cottagecore, or this kind of idea of slow living, has been around for many years. This isn't something new. People have been enjoying reading books outside in the garden for, since the Victorian age or before. So this is not a new thing. Or kind of just waking up and having a cup of tea and enjoying the moment of just peaceful and quietness. Or even gardening or doing crafty things like painting or reading or writing. These types of things have been around for many years. We have, I think, just seen it kind of explode over the last few years, especially during the time during COVID, where people were required to stay at home and told, hey, it's better to slow live. So we were pretty much required to do cottagecore or slow living, which I think a lot of us, especially for me, it threw me off completely. Before I kind of embraced the cottagecore life or the slow living, I was definitely working a 9-to-5 job, really focused on making sure I earn a lot of money, to make sure I have a comfortable life, to make sure I can buy a car. I don't drive, I don't know why I need a car, or to buy a house in the future. And when COVID hit, I was actually jobless. And so it was a reminder of, hey, let's enjoy the small things that I currently have and embrace the things that I currently can do. So this actually gave me more time to go for walks in the woods and smell the flowers, which sounds ridiculous, but I was smelling the flowers for real. I mean, there's so many wonderful things outside that you could really just embrace and love. I also spent a little bit more time on my photography and also on my drawing and my painting and my reading. There's just so much that, unfortunately, COVID was such a negative thing in our world. But I try to remind myself, hey, I learned something from this that actually helped me mentally and physically, and that was slowing down, enjoying the small things, and taking a break. I don't need the newest car. I don't need a big fancy house. I don't need the newest clothing. And it's, I think, really important to remind yourself that embracing the small things, embracing the things that we currently have is wonderful. Actually, during COVID, I think a lot of people, myself included, got into Animal Crossing, and it was kind of like a way to embrace something small, but also have a lot of fun. It was kind of like my step into cozy life by playing a character that was just meant to live a cozy life. So I definitely had an Animal Crossing character, Alyssa May, Pig Latin for Melissa, and I absolutely loved it. And it was such a great way to kind of embrace the slow life because you couldn't do everything in one day. You had to wait, at least I did, you had to wait for the next season to fish for the next season's fish. And so that was definitely something I definitely got in the habit of. Or when you wanted to grow a new colored flower, you had to plan out your flowers and you couldn't do it quickly, you had to do it slowly if you weren't jumping through time, which I didn't do because that was too complicated for me. So I think Animal Crossing was definitely a really great thing for me in that time, but it was also just being able to take time to read and write and do everything like that. So during COVID, cottagecore or slow living definitely became more of a thing. And I think in our generation, or my generation, sorry, cottagecore has just definitely rolled over into our daily life, which I think is absolutely wonderful. Just because we're working a corporate job doesn't mean we can't embrace the small things as well still. So making sure you go for walks outside, making sure you give yourself time to read, write, and draw, or be creative by crocheting or doing needlepoint or doing anything like that, or just being able to garden, or if you don't have a garden, work on your balcony. And if you don't have a balcony, have a plant inside. And if you don't like plants, maybe get a plastic one. But having a little bit of that nature around you is just, it definitely brings a little bit of life and light to your life. So that's kind of my thoughts and opinions about cottagecore and slow living, or my view of how it transitioned. And I think it's so important to continue living this way and really embracing the slow life and slow living type of lifestyle, because we only have one, we might as well enjoy it. And living slow doesn't mean living boring. Living slow means embracing the small things. So I want to show you some wonderful ways of how to kind of embrace the small things in the morning with a little morning routine, and that's where today's video is focused on. It's embracing the small things, embracing slow living, cottagecore lifestyle, and I'm so thrilled to start, and I've said so many times. So I hope you guys are excited, because I really am. And enough of a lesson, let's go ahead and start with first waking up and just embracing that new fresh light coming in. I do also want to say two things before we start. Sorry. One, cottagecore or slow living does not mean waking up at 4 a.m. That is not a thing. Cottagecore slow living is waking up peacefully. So if you wake up at 4 a.m. naturally, good on you. I cannot do that. But naturally, I wake up around 6:30. That's just what time my alarm normally goes off. But it's just really important to find the time you feel comfortable with, and maybe on the weekend it means waking up at 8 o'clock and just embracing the feeling of waking up and not feeling pressured, and that's embracing that slow life, slow living type of feeling, and then opening up your blinds and having the sun or maybe clouds shine in. It doesn't matter, it's just having that fresh light come in and feeling like the new day is starting. And just another little note, sorry, you don't have to have cottagecore clothes to be cottagecore. I love the look of cottagecore things. These are like outfits I have saved on my Pinterest. I love the look, but I also know I don't have the money to buy these things at the moment. So my cottagecore outfit today is a t-shirt and sweatpants. That's what my cottagecore outfit today is. It's about being comfortable, relaxed, and wearing what makes you feel good. And today, I'm a little bloated. Sorry for any men that are out there not wanting to hear that, but as a lady, I'm a little bloated, and what makes me feel comfortable is sweatpants and a comfortable t-shirt. So that's what I'm wearing today. That's my cottagecore outfit. I hope you forgive me, but I'm happy this way, and I think you should wear whatever's going to make you feel happy and comfortable, whether that be an adorable cottagecore outfit like this, or a Victorian nightie like this, or just a basic comfortable outfit like this. So let's go ahead and now actually get started with our slow morning cottagecore routine. The first step with any morning routine is to wake up. But with cottagecore, slow living, the idea is to wake up slowly. We're going to wake up when our body says it's time. We're going to open the blinds, let some fresh air in, and just enjoy the morning. Enjoy a moment of quiet, of peace. I really like to draw or write when I have the chance. I've been wanting to start a botanical drawing book, so I'm just trying to sketch some tulips here, but not going to lie, I think I'm gonna have to take some classes online. I've also been trying to get back into writing. I did the November writing challenge, and after November, I just stopped writing completely, which really kind of threw me off and made me kind of sad. So I've been trying to set off another 5-10 minutes in the morning just to write down a couple lines. To be honest, writing right after I wake up has been really amazing. I have all these vivid dreams or thoughts as I sleep, and when I wake up, they're fresh and new. So I feel like I can really dive deep into a story. Even like I said, if it's just one sentence or just 5 minutes, I'm getting a couple ideas down and a couple things that I feel like I could maybe dive deeper in the future, even if they're just short story ideas. I've really loved doing this, and it's been a great way to just come into the day without feeling like I have to do a lot right when I wake up. And of course, there's always the option of reading. I love to pick up a story right when I wake up, just so I'm not picking up my phone. I do, not going to lie, have my phone and my book next to my bed as I sleep, but I'm trying to get in the habit of picking up my book before I ever pick up my phone, and just reading a few pages to kind of get me into the day or get my brain juices kind of flowing and starting on a positive step. Cottagecore mornings are more about just being slow and being thoughtful about your actions. It's not about rushing through the morning or rushing through a task. It's about taking the time in that task. Yeah, we're talking about 5 or 10 minutes on doing something, but we're intentionally doing that thing. And we're taking the time to say, hey, we're going to stop, slow down, write a few sentences, nothing crazy, read a few sentences, or draw just a small picture. Maybe you like crocheting, or maybe you like needlepoint. Anything that you can just say, hey, I'm going to spend a few moments on this just for myself, nobody else, and take the moment to come into the day. That's what cottagecore mornings are all about. That's what slow living is all about. It's about taking the time, being intentional, and just saying, hey, I'm important, my morning's important, and I'm going to take the time for me. And now, after we've spent the few moments of taking our time in the morning to slowly wake up and come into the day, breakfast is the next step. Yes, I know some of us are not big breakfast eaters, but I have to say, breakfast is so important, even if it's just something simple like a little bowl of yogurt. I personally love a big bowl of porridge with some fresh berries. I've added strawberries into this bowl, and this just makes me feel warm inside. It helps me kind of get ready for the day, and I've already accomplished something too by making myself something small to eat. Again, you can have a little bowl of yogurt, maybe a bowl of cereal if you want a little bit of sweetness, but just accomplishing this little task and having something intentionally for yourself is so good. And I must say, if you want to go a little crazy, I never ever talk down a big, beautiful pancake. So maybe if you have a little bit more time in the day, maybe if you're working from home, you can say, hey, I'm going to start a little bit later today. Or maybe if you have an afternoon shift, you can say, hey, I'm going to make myself some delicious pancakes. Then I would say, go for it. These ones are going to be some blueberry pancakes. I've added just a little bit of flour so that way the blueberries stay inside the pancake in the middle and not just sink to the bottom or top. And we're gonna make giant pancakes because for me, cottagecore slow living means indulging in the beautiful, lovely, tasty things there are. And these pancakes are definitely ginormous pancakes. I don't have to eat them all. I can also snack on them later, but they're just so indulgent and so delightful and so tasty. I'm also going to be making a little bit of a berry compote to be able to put on top. I've also added some yogurt so that way there's some freshness and deliciousness. But these pancakes can also just be plain old pancakes and adding a little bit of maple syrup. But I'm really going to go all out and add these fresh fruits and just enjoy a beautiful, delightful, fresh breakfast. As I mentioned, I know not all of us are breakfast eaters, and that's okay. I I love breakfast. I find it a very indulgent thing. I really enjoy the flavors and I enjoy the possibilities there are of sweet and savory and also just something small. But I do highly recommend at least grabbing yourself a cup of water, drinking a large glass before you have your cup of coffee or maybe your tea, just to get your body waking and just to hydrate it a little bit as well. Cottagecore slow living doesn't mean trying to eat the freshest things, even though we see that all the time. It's also just about being mindful and intentional with your body. It's about putting your body and your mind first and finding ways to do that and finding ways that fits your routine the best. For me, Sundays are brunch days, and that's when we had these pancakes. I had them around 11:30 and I just wanted to go all out and enjoy a nice big breakfast. But on a Monday or a Tuesday, I generally have a croissant or something small because I just don't have the time. But I'm still being intentional. I'm still finding something that's going to be good for my body and something that I'm going to really enjoy as well. Now it's time to enjoy a little bit of nature. I think it's so important to be mindful, like I've mentioned, but also kind of remember what's important around us. I love the flowers in spring and the movement and nature. We've been having so many birds visit us on our balcony lately, and I've been enjoying it immensely. I've also been realizing why there's so much dirt on my balcony lately. I've not been noticing that they've been playing in our planters. But it's just so wonderful to just slow down and watch these birds have fun and do a little bit of play in our planters, even when they make a mess. But I've really been loving just also seeing the flowers bloom. I wake up every morning, I go out onto my balcony, and I like to look around to see what's changed, what's bloomed, maybe what's died, or what's starting to seed. This is one of the reasons I actually want to start my botanical journal is because I want to see how things are changing over time. I want to see things move and things bloom. My cherry tree has done wonderful this last year, and I've loved seeing the cherries come on and them being so small. And I also take the time to water my garden, make sure everything's happy and healthy. But I do know that some people don't have the chance to have a garden or to have even a balcony. A lot of us live in the city and we can't get out in nature every moment and every day. But I do think it's really important to find ways to bring nature into our lives, even if it's just a small plant in our bathroom or a small plant on our desk at the office. Or maybe if you can't keep a plant alive, there's other ways to kind of enjoy nature, even turning on sounds online like bird sounds or nature sounds, just to bring your body and your mind to a very calm state. I find it really healthy and absolutely wonderful. And last but not least, the last part of my morning routine is having a delicious cup of tea or coffee. I really find it amazing brewing your own cup of tea or coffee by getting your own canister and doing loose leaf tea. It's just something, there's something so special about it. or doing it also with coffee. I mean, being intentional about what you're drinking, thinking about the flavors and also the smells. What's going to calm your heart? What's going to calm your mind? What's going to bring you into the day? This is one of my favorite parts of the morning.
So apparently, if I remember it correctly,
I really want to thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. It was a lot of fun to make, especially since it was a lot about being slow and just enjoying the small things. And there are a few things that I think is important to remember what cottagecore or slow living is. And I think there is definitely a push to an idea of what it was or what it needs to be, but it is whatever you need it to be. If slow living means, hey, taking 15 minutes in the morning to read a book, that's slow living for you, and that's what you need, and that's the cottagecore feeling you need. It's not living a 9 to 5, a 12 to 12. It's not living a full day in what we assume cottagecore is. And I mean, I've seen so many videos where it's waking up and going outside and feeding my geese and ducks and chickens and petting the goats, which, I mean, my sister has this farm. I live to want to live on this farm, but I don't have that in my life. It's not spending the whole day making bread and living this moment with no noise and no cars. I live in the middle of a dorf or small town where there's always cars and there's always trains. It's not eating fresh directly from my garden every single day. I have a small little garden and I have salad in it, but unfortunately I still have to go get products from the grocery store. Cottagecore is whatever you can make it be in your life. It's about enjoying the small things and embracing these small things and taking the moment for yourself. Getting off of line, having that digital break from online noise, especially right now. I'm an American living in Germany, and I just constantly have digital noise. My job is literally being online. So it's important for me to take that break away from being online, take a break from being on digitally focused. I mean, even my hobby, YouTube, is digitally online. But if you've noticed, I'm not great at responding to comments all the time. And that's because it's really important for me to take a step back and take an hour to read my book in the evening or draw or I've been writing again, which I love. But it's so important to find those breaks away from all of the noise and just be on your own and be comfortable putting your phone away or putting the computer away or putting the TV away. Don't actually put it away, just turn it off. But being comfortable being away from all of that and being comfortable being you. And that's such a hard habit to get into. I was talking to a coworker the other day that said he can't be away from his phone for more than 5 minutes. And I found that kind of sad because that's something that we've been taught to do, is just constantly be online. And I'm really, really focused on saying, hey, I don't need this. I need to take a break from everything over here and just be this. Just be me. Just be in the moment. It's hard. It takes a lot of training. But it's so important, especially for us, especially to just relearn how to be happy with what we have in front of us. So one of the big things is taking a step away from the digital world. That's probably the biggest thing you can learn how to be slow living or more in cottagecore. Another thing is nostalgia or comfort. It's not about wanting all of the new things or stepping out of your comfort zone. It's actually stepping into your comfort zone. So if comfort to you is being at home and watching one of your shows, that's okay. I know I just talked about stepping away from the digital world, but this is also really good. It's finding the point where you feel comfortable. I've been feeling really comfortable reading lately, so lately I've been turning off everything like I mentioned and just diving into a book for an hour or sometimes 2 hours. I just get lost into a story and I'm happy. Comfort can also be going out with your friends and having maybe happy hour with them or maybe getting a coffee with them. Whatever makes you feel most comfortable and also nostalgic. I love reading some of my old stories like the series of unfortunate events. It's a children's book, but I've been really enjoying it. Or old shows that make me feel loved, and I feel like a warmth when I watch them. Or just picking up my pen to write again, and writing letters to friends, and writing letters to my sister, who's a big letter writer. These things create that kind of slow living, that comfort, that cottagecore feeling, because it's about being in the moment and enjoying the things that are just there. And then I'm now creating a list. So these are just a couple things, as you can imagine. Another way to kind of really embrace that cottagecore life is connecting again with nature. A lot of us don't have the chance to connect with nature because we live in a city, we live in a town, we live in a place where we don't even have a balcony. I lived in many, many apartments where I didn't have a chance to have a balcony, and I struggled at connecting to nature again. But for me, it was getting flowers from the weekly market and just having them in my apartment. Yes, unfortunately they're cut flowers, but honestly they bring a little bit of life to me, and that's so, so important. Now that I have a balcony, I've been growing flowers and plants on my balcony. I try to do a planning plant planner, yeah, every year. And now I have my tomatoes coming, I have some new peppers coming out, and it brings a little bit of life to me. And I have my monstera behind me, which I've worked so hard at bringing back to life. This thing was almost dead, and now it's big and glorious and beautiful. So it's reconnecting to nature. I've been also wanting to start a botanical art book, and I'm really nervous, but I think I'm so passionate about, one, mushrooms. I think mushrooms are so cute, and so many other plants. And I'm wanting to learn more about plants, so I thought, hey, maybe that might be something where I can reconnect to nature and reconnect to the world around me. Even if it means just going for walks, it's always good to kind of just take some fresh air, get out and enjoy a little bit. Maybe you can find a park around you. Maybe you can drive to a park or take a bus to the park, or maybe just walk around your block, just getting a little bit out there in the world. It's really, really good. The other part is the creativity and the slowness. And I've kind of already talked about this quite a bit, but being creative doesn't mean being able to do art or being able to paint something or draw something. I'm the first to say I'm not an expert drawer or painter. I love to just kind of dabble, and that's just fun for me. But a lot of people feel uncomfortable with the dabbling part, and that's completely okay. But maybe you can find a way to be creative in a different way. Maybe you like doing woodwork, or maybe you like cooking or baking. All those two things are definitely creative. Cooking is one of the most creative things. You get to taste flavors, mix flavors. I'm reading the book Butter right now, and it's definitely like, wow, this book is wonderfully describing what butter tastes like. I'm just like 30 pages in. Or looking at ways to be creative in other parts of your life. Maybe be creative in planning events for your friends, or maybe be creative in how you fold a napkin. I can't think of anything, but there's honestly so many different ways to be creative, and finding ways to slow down and be creative and just enjoy doing that creativity part. Maybe you enjoy making a plan for a trip. Maybe you maybe you liked creating plans for trips, and that's creative. That's taking it slow, planning everything out, and understanding how everything's going to work. Doing those things are so, so important, and it's actually really healthy for yourself because it gets your brain juices flowing and makes you think about new ways to problem solve. And I'm not thinking about work stuff. Do not think about work stuff when you're being creative. Think about something that actually interests you. And oh, my feet fell asleep. And honestly, slow living and cottagecore is all about a quiet rebellion. And I really like this idea because it's not saying, hey, you're doing it wrong. It's talking to yourself and reminding yourself, hey, I don't need to hyper focus on being the best at work. I don't need to produce. I don't need to have the best things and the fanciest things. It's a quiet rebellion against the world because it's just about you. It's about what you want and what you need. And oh, my feet are asleep. I need to stretch my legs. But I'll do that afterwards. Okay. So this quiet rebellion is just for you. It's for you to say, hey, it's okay, slow down, enjoy the moment. And that's so important, especially with how crazy this world is. Cottagecore slow living is about embracing the little quiet things in this world and embracing the small things, smelling the rose. It's so cliche, but it's really what cottagecore is all about. And I just want to remind you that you don't have to have a morning routine that tells you what you need to do every single day. It's great, it's wonderful, and it's fun, but it's also about doing what makes you happy. So if your morning routine consists of waking up, having a cup of coffee, eating a bowl of cereal, and watching your favorite show, go for it. If your morning routine involves waking up and laying in bed and reading a book, do not open that phone. Try putting your phone off to the side. That is one thing I'm going to say. Don't open up your phone. Say, hey, I'm just going to lay in bed and read a book for the first 10 minutes of the morning. Or maybe wake up, do a little bit of yoga, and take a deep breath and say, hey, it's another day. I think there's so many ways to implement a little bit of slowness. And I think that's a great way, that's a great conversational starter down below. What do you think, or what ideas do you have to implement a little bit more slowness in your life? What things do you enjoy to kind of embrace slowness, embrace the cottagecore, embrace the simplicity and beautifulness of what life gives? So let me know in the comments below. What are some ways that you slow down? Because I would love to know. And if you work a lot, what are some ways that you want to kind of learn how to slow down? What are things that you want to implement more to slow down in your busy life? I would love to know. I would love to talk about it. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I feel like this video is long enough. I feel like I was a school teacher almost on cottagecore and slow living. But I do think this is actually a really important topic. And it's so important to remember that your life is a little flower bud. This is going to be really dorky. But imagine that your life is a little flower bud and you're just starting to open up and you're just embracing the sun and you want to kind of soak up all of the sun before it's nighttime. And so you're going to wake up and you're going to embrace the sun and enjoy the warmth and enjoy the time and then bloom and then enjoy all of this bloom and really savor every moment of it. And then in the evening, you're going to close back up and rest and relax until the sun comes back out the next morning. You're just a beautiful flower. So embrace that time you have and love it and cherish it. So I'm going to let you go, but I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys listening to me talk about cottagecore and slow living, and I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. It does really help me out, and it shows that you guys are enjoying what I'm making. And if you're not, I guess you can let me know as well. And then let me know the ways you slow down in the comments below, or let me know how you would like to start slowing down in the comments below. Maybe putting your phone away and things like that. I think it'd be really interesting to kind of hear about what you guys are doing to help slow down in the world that we live in today. And make sure you subscribe because it's always lovely. And I want to, create a very warm and welcoming and wonderful little community that we can support each other in all of our cozy, wonderful books and baking types of things. And I'm going to let you guys go. And I'll see you guys next time in the next video in 2 weeks. So until then, have a lovely day, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you guys then. Ciao!